All right, Shalawam. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, bahasham, RAWCHAA QADASH. Double honors to the elders and apostles, the great millstone, time of this truth. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalawam, and Lord will, this lesson is edifying. And this lesson is going into, all right, the charagma, the CHIP, the grain and the rice, the MICROCHIP, that these devils, when I say devils, I mean these Edomites, these so-called white people that rule over the earth in these last days, the sons and, all right, children of Edom, Esau, okay, that they're going to want inside you. And that's going to be your way of purchasing, your way of making payments, your way of buying and selling. All right, and we see, all right, Esau is getting the world ready, for this charagma, man. The precept that comes to mind, 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. The scriptures say, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And a part of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man's devices, is gradualism and conditioning, man. And that's going to tie into this precept that I'm about to read right now. This is the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 1, and it says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And that's what I want to put emphasis on. Measure thou the time diligently in itself. And how do you do that? You see what's taking place in the earth, all right? What's happening in the earth, and you filter it, all right, through the scriptures. And see, there was, if I'm not mistaken, it was Iran. Iran, they was doing something with the digital coupon and, some stuff going into bread subsidies, so on and so forth. And you see these articles going into what? All right, central bank digital currencies, cashless societies, all right, the digital dollar, all right, cash may no longer be king, cash becoming obsolete, because basically all roads lead to the CHIP, all roads lead to the grain of rice, the charagma. And going back to 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11, a part of Esau, Edom devices is gradualism and conditioning. All right, gradualism, basically Esau going step by step in stages, all right, not just moving so quickly, but gradually. And conditioning, basically making people accustomed, people becoming used to a particular way, all right. And see, people are becoming accustomed to using what? Less cash. You have these mobile payments, electronic payments, digital payments, these cashless payments, people are becoming conditioned, accustomed, okay, to using less and less cash. And once again, you have these articles going into what? Cash becoming obsolete. Cash may no longer be king. Cashless societies, all right. And then you have the gradualism, man, because people could pay through their phones, the phone always on you, right? People could pay through their smart watches, right? They have the watches on their wrists, and what? The technology is getting closer and closer, as an article goes into. All right, the technology is getting closer and closer to the point where the technology is going to be inside you, and that's going into what? That CHIP, that grain of rice. Now it's these two articles that I like I'm glued to them articles. All right, and I'm gonna bring them out. NPR, this is one of them, okay? This one, let me get the other one. Right here, okay? Now let's start with this, all right? It's NPR.org. It says thousands of Swedes are inserting the grain of rice under their skin, and that's the Marcus, and that's what this lesson is going into. Okay, the MOTB, the Marcus of the Beast. All right, and it says technology continues to get closer and closer to our bodies. That's that gradualism. You see, all right. It says from the phones in our pockets to the smartwatches on our wrists. Now, for some people, it's getting under their skin. That's that step by step, stage and stage. That's that gradualism. Okay. Let's drop down, get straight to the point. Let me see. Right here. It says Sweden's largest train company has started allowing commuters to use the grain of rice instead of tickets. And there's talk that the CHIP could soon be used to make payments in shops and restaurants. This is going to be the future of payments, you know. And this is why these you see these articles going into what? Central bank digital currencies, digital dollar, digital this, digital that, you know, digital ID, and you know. All right. And what else, man? Shalakia. Okay. Cashless societies, and hey, that's what this other article goes into. Okay. This is Sweden.se. It says it's in Sweden, technology, all right, which we read in the other article, all right. What did it say in the other article? It says technology is basically what? Getting closer and closer to our bodies, right? So going back to this article, it says in Sweden, technology is close to making cash a thing of the past. All aboard with the cashless societies, and this, you know, this proves that the apostles and elders of GMS are teaching the right doctrine. Because, all right, how can you explain this in the scriptures? You know, why are all these articles going into central bank digital currencies, digital dollar, cash becoming obsolete, cash may no longer be king, cashless societies? Where can we find this in the scriptures? What prophecy are these things linked to? All right, the book of Revelation, the 13th chapter, man. That's what I'm finna go get. And actually, when you let's read this again. In Sweden, technology is close to making cash a thing of the past. All aboard with the cashless society. Now watch this. When you drop down, it says handy payments. Literally, to some people, the cashless experience is more than skin deep. They've got a CHIP in their hand, which can store different kinds of data, from ID to door opening blips, train tickets, and even bank cards. This makes it possible to pay by simply waving the hand. And that's the point. That's that charagma. That's that CHIP. That's that Marcus. Okay? That's that MICROCHIP that these devils are going to want inside you. And that's going to be your way of purchasing, your way of making payments, your way of buying and selling. Now let's get it in the scriptures. All right? This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 16. And it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a marcus in their right hand or in their foreheads, that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the marcus, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. And that's the point. Because these devils, they're going to bring in, you know, this cashless society, where your purchases, your payments, your buying and selling are going to be done cashlessly through what? That grain of rice, that CHIP. Then we just read in the other articles that people are taking the cashless experience more than skin deep, roughly paraphrasing what it said. But it was going into what? That CHIP that makes it what? Easy to pay by simply waving the hand. All right? It all lines up with the scriptures. Okay? So, all right? It all lines up with the scriptures. Now, let's get this in the book of Ezekiel chapter 12, verse 22. Okay? Because you have Israelites that don't believe in the grain of rice. Or you have Jake, you know, they don't believe Esau would do something like this. You know? The time is coming where people are going to be... It's like it. But the time is coming where people are going to be... They're going to be taking that CHIP. And people going to be taking it out of desperation. Okay? People going to be taking to, you know, escape affliction, escape adversity, man. It's this image on Google, okay, where it was this Walmart, I believe, and it was turned into a FEMA camp or a detention center, okay? And it had the top, it said food supplies. It said food and supplies, I believe, and water, if I'm not mistaken. And you had this line of people, you know, and basically what it was portraying is that in order for you to get the food, the water, the supplies, you had to receive this grain of rice, which is basically going into what? Like a rationing system, you know? All right? And the scriptures go into that when you read the book of 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter. The scriptures say how for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine being the extreme scarcity of food. But the scriptures say what? And the other that escaped the hunger. A way that people are going to try to escape the hunger is by receiving this CHIP, by receiving this charagma, man. All right. But when you keep on reading in that verse, the scripture saying the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. And we know that the ultimate sword are what? The missiles. And the missiles are, you people that receive the grain of rice, that destruction is going to come unto you by the way of those missiles. Okay. So let's get this verse. Ezekiel chapter 12, verse 22. It says, Son of man, what is that proverb that ye have in the land of Israel, saying, the days are prolonged and every vision faileth? You know, Jake don't believe that these prophecies are going to come to pass. You know, and Jake, they'll say, you know, Jake could say something like, you know, I've been hearing this, you know, since I was a little boy, or since I was a little girl. I'm grown, I got a house, I got kids, and it still didn't come to pass yet. You know, Jake could say, no, this probably happened, you know, years and years from now. I'll be dead, you know. All right. They don't believe that these prophecies will come to pass in their lifetime. All right. But let's keep on reading. It says, tell them, therefore, thus saith the Lord, YAHAWASHI, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb of Israel, but say unto them, the days are at hand, and the effect of every vision. And guess what? The days are at hand, man. You know, the CHIP is around the corner. Jacob's trouble is around the corner. These devils coming down with great wrath. The FEMA camps, the martial law troops, the detention centers is around the corner. You know, amen. It's coming. The missiles are around the corner. Okay, let's get this other verse. This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 3. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. It will surely come. All right. It will surely come. Okay. So man. All right. Now let's get this this verse, Revelation 14:9. Okay, because you Israelites, and when I say Israelites, I mean you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay, and yes, there are Israelites. All right, those of the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They may have the appearance of a person of the heathen nation. You will have Israelites that will look like the Chinese man. You will have Israelites that will look like the Arabian man. You will have Israelites that will look like a Hamite. You will have Israelites that will look like a Edomite, a so-called white man. Okay, but this is speaking to you Israelites. Okay, you are not to receive this grain of rice. You are not to receive this CHIP, man. Okay, you're not to receive it. And let's read for the judgment for those that do receive it. Revelation chapter 14, verse 9, and it says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his markings in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High Yahweh bahasham, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels, and in the presence of the Lamb you will be destroyed. All right, and that destruction is gonna come from the missiles, man, which are likened unto a sword. All right, and let's get that. All right, this I have it down here. Isaiah chapter 34. It says, verse 4, and all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. That's going to that mushroom cloud. And all their hosts shall fall down as a leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. For my sword, which are the missiles, shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. And Idumea is the Greek way of saying Edom. And this shows you that Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, he's connected to end time prophecy, because these devils would be ruling, all right, in these last days according to prophecy, man. 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, rules over the fourth beast, which is the Roman Empire. All right, and now, and it's crazy because the book of Daniel goes into those kingdoms: the Babylonians, the Medo-Persians, the Greeks, the Romans. But see, we already know that Rome fell. That's in history. That's documented in history, the fall of Rome. But if Rome fell, all right, and after that fourth beast, the fourth kingdom, there will be a fifth kingdom. And that fifth kingdom is the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of Jacob, the kingdom of our Lord and Savior YAHAWASHI. If the fourth beast, the fourth kingdom fell, why isn't that fifth kingdom evident in the earth? That's because when Rome fell, that wasn't the end-all be-all for the Roman Empire. Rome would come back in the form of America, NATO, and the EU. America being Babylon the Great, which will be destroyed in these last days. And this is what's taking place in the earth. This revived Roman Empire. This fourth beast is still alive. You know, the scriptures speak about what? That deadly wound, but the deadly wound was healed. Going back to what? The time of the Renaissance. You see? So Esau, Edom, he's alive and ruling in these last days. All right? As I speak, these devils are ruling. And they're the ones that's behind, you know, these things that's taking place in the earth. They're the ones that's behind, you know, this conditioning, this gradualism. Everybody getting ready for this CHIP, you know, this NWO that they're trying to accomplish. They're the ones that's behind it. Esau, Edom. You see? But the Lord is going to return and take these devils out of power. But let's read this again. It says, "For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea," which is the Greek way of saying Edom, "and upon the people of my curse to judgment." I want to drop down to verse 8. It says, "For it is the day of the Lord's YAHAWASHI's vengeance, and the year recompense for the controversy of Zion. And the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch. It shall not be quenched night nor day. The smoke thereof shall go up forever. From generation to generation it shall lie waste. None shall pass through it forever and ever." Now I want to put emphasis on where it says the smoke thereof shall go up forever. I want to put emphasis on that because watch this. When we go back to Revelation 14 verse 9, where we're speaking about what? The judgment for those that receive the CHIP. When you keep on reading to verse 11, it says what? "And the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever. And they have no rest day nor night who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name." And that's the point, you know. So Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, he's connected to end-time prophecy, man. All right. But the point is going into this CHIP and how it is coming, and it is around the corner, and you Israelites are not to receive it. But instead, all right, we're going to trust in the Lord. And let's close it out on this verse, Isaiah chapter 10, verse 20. It says, "And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel, and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob, shall no more again stay upon him that smote them, but shall stay upon the Lord YAHAWASHI, the Holy One of Israel in truth." Right? Because the elect are going to stay upon the Lord. And when you go into that word stay, the Hebrew word is sha'ain, which go into to lean, to trust in, to depend upon. You know, that's basically what it goes into. And that's what the elect are going to do. They're going to lean, trust, depend upon the Lord YAHAWASHI. But see, you're going to have these 2/3, the rebellious of our nation. They're going to trust in Esau. They're going to trust in Egypt. Egypt, speaking of America, Babylon the Great. All right, because America is a spiritual Egypt, Revelation 11 and 8. Even when you read Isaiah 36 and 6, "For lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it." And what's that going into? The charagma, man. You see? So these Jays that's going to trust in Esau is going to eventually lead them to receiving that CHIP, which is going to lead to their destruction. But those that's going to trust in the Lord is going to lead to what? All right, deliverance and salvation, man. All right. All right, so that's the point. I'm going to close it out, giving infinite praises, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, bahasham, RAWCHAA QADASH. Double honors to the elders and apostles, the great millstone who taught me this truth. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalawam, and Lord will, this video is edifying.